Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to the RZR Crazy YouTube channel. We're going to start off by kind of giving you an overview of our fleet, what you guys are going to see from this channel. To start off with, we're going to start with this 2014 blue custom colored RZR XP4. Now, this video is kind of small and short to begin with, but we're going to kind of go over some of the mods, not all of them. We'll get in depth.
Most of them. We're going over most of them.
Exactly. We're going to start off just simply by the front end and we'll work our way back. We've got 32-inch carnivores all sitting on Method 406 bronze. Yes, they're dirty. Don't worry about that. That's all right.
Guy does not like to wash his machine before he puts it away.
Look, man, you ride them hard, you put them away with. That's how we do it around here. So, I mean, at least he doesn't. His is clean. But so to start with, this machine is pretty much not even a 14 anymore because from the front to the rear, it's almost had everything is different. So the shocks to begin with are 2018 Polaris Turbo shocks that we ordered off eBay because they may or may not have been compromised and may or may not have broken, allegedly. So to continue on, our upper and lower A-arms are off a 2018 Polaris Turbo as well because the other ones may or may not have been compromised. Just got done installing a power steering rack that there is some content on our RZR Crazy Instagram page, but we are working on building that up as we go. To continue on, we've got a massive EMP front bumper which has done us wonders, along with this winch, which is also made by Warren. But Shane, take them away, let them know what we bought here.
Basically, this is a 4,200 pound trail tamer extreme from Cabela's. But as you can see right there, it is actually a Warren winch with a 200 pound higher rating, and actually I believe it was almost $150 cheaper than the Warren for the same size. So,
but as you guys will learn here at the RZR Crazy page, we like to save a dime and a dollar when we can. So to move on with that, our headlights, yes, there is some dust in there, you don't need to worry about that. But instead of paying for heretic lighting or whatever, we decided to crack them open, custom paint them to match the machine, which is completely destroyed now, but that's the way we like it around here. It's just a RZR. We also added some LED, DRLs if you must in there, which also there's some in the center. There's our rock lights, which are RGB underneath. Don't ask me the brand, it's been a little bit since we put them in.
They're Infinite Off-Road as well.
Shane knows Infinite Off-Road. In fact, I believe we're sporting a sticker right here on them. Big shout out to them, awesome products. Moving on, eBay light bar, it's done wonders. It hasn't cut out on us or nothing like that. It's been a great machine. You don't always have to spend a lot of money to get good product. That's not saying everything on eBay is good, so don't quote me on that. But moving on, same thing on the right hand side. Moving down, we also have these tree kickers, which are phenomenal, especially for the type of trails we ride, which hopefully you guys will see some footage on that soon. Moving up into the cab, we've got our beautiful bolstered PRP seats, RRW quick release steering wheel, custom marine stereo system, including our 8-speaker system, dual cabinet, custom made, a little bit of cloth here, a little bit of paint there, made in the basement of Mr. Shane's house himself. Same thing, bench seat in the back, PRP. We're running 3-inch Dragonfire harnesses, which may or may not have rolled in the past, and it has saved my life. So I will stand by 3-inch Dragon Forces until the day I die, which hopefully isn't in them. Moving on to the back, same thing. The motor is almost completely stock, but we have done some modifications to it in terms of reliability. We did some valve lashing on the top end there. STM clutching on the primary. The secondary was there, but we kind of, sent that down to the sidewall there. So that is back to a primary, but it's been clutched for the bigger tires and whatnot.
it also is running a 15 upgraded clutch cover and air system to help better cool the clutch. We also have some high-rise, well, I can't even remember what brand they are, but there they are. High-rise trailing
ARS. And we also have the high lifter upper tender springs on the 2018 Polaris shocks there. We also went through and did the huge upgrade for these 2014s. They typically have the smaller bolt size, so what we did is we drilled them out. We threw some billet bungs in there so we can run bigger bolts in the back with our auto-tuned high-rise rear radius rods, along with the rock ready reinforced plate, because eventually we'll show you I had crinkled one of those in a rollover. So with that being said, we had to put a 2015 transmission in it from the good old eBay, and we've just been sending her ever since. Gibson exhaust, performance exhaust, we love them. We put one on the 18 turbo as well. We'll get to that in another video here, or possibly in the next few minutes. But also on the back end, which is really cool, there's a funny story behind it. That little 10-inch rigid light bar, which looks like a 10-inch, was actually custom made from a vehicle that was in a wreck. It was a full 30-inch light bar that was twisted, so we cut it down and remade it and welded that sucker in there with JB Weld. Nothing else too special back here. It's pretty much the same thing. See, there you go, ARSFX high-rise trailer manager.
We're also running a full Sandcraft driveline on this machine and carrier bearing.
So with all this performance and with all these modifications, the foremost thing is safety. Beyond the Dragon Force, seat belts here, we also went ahead and reinforced the cage starting from the rear. We added an A-frame bar setup in the back, along with on the roof, which don't mind the paint, I know it's used. We also did a V setup in the center, to a V setup to the front, and then A setup in the front there with also this intrusion bar here, to kind of, allow us to have that peace of mind, because these Polaris factory cages, whether it's Can-Am, Polaris, they're all the same. They typically, they're mass produced, so there are some compromises that we have to take, and we gotta beef them up a little bit. So if we don't have to spend $3,000 on a cage and we can do a couple, 3-4 hours here, that's what we're here for. So with that being said, guys, we're gonna jump into hopefully tearing off those exhaust tips, because this machine is way too dang loud now with how freaking old it is. So we're gonna try to do that for you right now.
Hey guys, so what we're trying to do now is these Gibson exhausts are actually relatively calm whenever you first get them, but after they break in, the packing and the muffler actually starts to go away. The machines are quite loud. We'll actually fire this one up real quick for you, just so you guys can hear kind of how loud it is. And then we've looked at suppressor tips and what they cost for these Gibson exhausts, and it's kind of outrageous. They're 130-ish a tip, I believe, maybe in 140-ish a tip. So we're gonna try to baffle the tips just a little bit, get the sound down. We do a lot of riding with a lot of friends. We got 5 or 6 other machines that we ride with, Polarises, a couple Can-Ams, and so we're gonna try to do it the cheap way.
Which, I mean, if you look at our stereo boxes, it may or may not be cheap, but that's for you to decide. Hey, you know what? It works, though.
Yeah, it actually works out quite well for most things. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and fire this one up.
This is a cold start for all you guys who like cold starts.
Up real high because the motor is cold, but as you can see, they are quite loud after they've been broken in. Eventually we'll fire up the turbo and you can actually hear the difference in them. This one's been on, I think, literally since it was 3 months old, and I bought it at the beginning of 14. So
what's the plan with these tips then? We want to pull them off and...
Yeah, basically what we'll do is we'll go ahead and pull them off. We've already removed the bolts, just a single bolt on top. It's pretty simple. And then just tap them off. And then basically our plan is we're going to oversize basically some mesh. If anybody's ever run Rice Rockets or anything like that, just to get hopefully to get the sound to come down a little bit. And we'll oversize them. We'll actually pound it into the tip here so it's not permanent, because if it doesn't work, we don't want them to be in there permanently.
Right.
If they do work and actually sound nice, we'll probably tack them a little bit.
We'll tack a little work.
So
let's give her a shot and see what happens. Well, that was an absolute fail. The grinder was just way too much freaking work. So we resorted to good old tin snips or metal dikes, whatever you want to call these suckers here, but got to get some progress here. Can't just keep sawing away at nothing here, so.
Well, these are much better.
I don't seem like it. I don't know, maybe you just scrap it and just buy this tip. At this point, I don't know.
Well, let's just see if we can get it cut straight across here.
Well, we'll get these suckers cut out and we'll come back to you. Alright guys, we're back. We figured it out. We're going to have to cut them out in kind of straight lines-ish. And then we're going to have to kind of, oh dang son. We just have to keep trimming away like this. Get at least somewhat of a circle, if you call that a circle, I guess.
It doesn't really matter at this point. We're just trying to see if they're actually going to work.
Hey, you know what? Money's money. You got to save some money. You know what I mean? Dang son, these suckers are just terrible. What the heck kind of... We need some more tools, man. Guess we didn't know we were going to be doing this. Trying to save $1. Oh, dang. Watch your eyes, but hold on. All right, we got her. That's good enough. It's terrible. All right, we're going to cut the other one out. We'll be right back with you, man.
Where's the damn...
Well, typically the magic of camera work shows it done, but we just cut squares out. So we're going to go ahead and... What'd you do with them suckers?
Look, one's a square.
Dang, son, look at that sucker. That is terrible.
That is terrible.
Alrighty, guys. Well, we are going to go and do the magic of camera one more time, and we're going to try to do something, finally. Maybe. Alright, guys, so here's what we've decided. We've kind of struggled a little bit on what type of design we want to do. So what we're going to do is, before we continue on with actually fabricating something for permanent use, we're going to go ahead and test fit these. So we're going to wrap them around a 2-inch socket here, the same diameter as the pipe on the machine. And essentially what we're going to do is we are going to wrap them on the exhaust tips or the exhaust pipes without the tips. We're just going to wrap them on these little girls right here. We're going to fire it up and see if it actually makes a difference, if it's worth our time. If not, leave us a comment below and let us know what you guys think. What would be a good way to kind of redneck DIY design a silencer for something that's kind of like this here. It's open on the inside, it's rolled on the inside like that. A guy could definitely cut out, if this does work, we can cut it out and tack weld in there like a flame arrestor from the factory. But other than that, we're going to try this and see if we can't get an idea. Alright guys, here's what we got so far. It's just a temporary mock-up. We can at least see if this design is going to help out at all. We've at least got enough airflow to where we're not going to restrict the motor any. We're going to go ahead and just throw some zip ties on. Got a couple here, bud. And just see if at least... We'll probably go ahead and do the other side off camera, and then we'll go ahead and fire this up for you guys. Alright, what have we done, bud?
So, we created some makeshift baffles. Hopefully they work. Using this high quality duct tape.
That's that old heat resistant stuff, isn't it?
Well, hopefully we're not gonna have it fired up long enough, but at least we'll find out.
What is this? Dang,
That's
dude.
a good one, bud. Look at that. Oh,
Oh,
there we go.
That's gonna
Oh,
put
that's
a
nice.
back pressure to the motor. Let's blow this sucker up. Fire it up.
We'll see. Hopefully they'll stay on.
Do I need earplugs? Come on, babe. I shouldn't stand here. Dang, son.
It sounds a little bit quieter. I don't know how much.
I'm pretty sure when you're going full rip that sucker's still gonna hurt your ears a little bit. I don't know if it's maybe the tape or the zip tie or what are the kids saying nowadays? It's mint.
It is mint.
Well, I suppose you guys are gonna have to let us know in the comments below. What do you guys suggest? What do you think would be a good idea for these silencers? We are kind of at a loss right now. Well,
I think we're going to break down. You're going to have to just break down and buy new tips for your razor.
smash that like button so we can get some silencers for this sucker. No, I'm just kidding. If you like the content, hit the thumbs up. If you don't like it, hit the thumbs down. It all helps. So we know whether... Well, I know there's going to be a lot of thumbs down, but we don't need to worry about that right now. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and throw an outro on this video. We appreciate you guys watching. You have anything else to add to this sucker?
Join us next time. Hopefully we can get this thing to run a little bit quieter. Otherwise, you're going to break down and not be cheap and buy silencer tips.
Yeah, you know what, dude? You just turn the volume up a little bit. That is actually how I go deaf. So, with that being said, close us out. How the hell do you find us?
Go to us on our Instagram, RZR Crazy, basically crazy without the A. So RZR.
How about we just do that? Dang, dude, look at that sucker. And if you guys do, for some reason, want to buy a hat, get a hold of us on Instagram in the DMs. Slide into them suckers right there. Let us know what's going on. Let us know if you want to support us. If you guys do, we really appreciate it. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and close her out. Have a good one.